Hey everybody, welcome to Total Strength. This is a toe to head strength workout. My name is Maureen and I'm glad that you found me. What I have today is a few things, but all of these, as much as this looks like a whole lot of stuff going on, these are all still optional because whatever I do, you can do without weights or a band as well. What I do have though is a set of heavy for me and medium for me hand weights. Whatever you have in your home is just fine. I also have a band, and again, this is more just to add a little bit more tension to some leg work that we're going to do. But if you don't have a band, not a problem. And I have a chair just because it's easier than me using this wall, and but you can use a chair at home or a wall, but again, all of that is optional, and a mat. We are going to get started. I'm going to start the music and we'll start our warm-up. My warm-ups are always what I think about checking in with my body and what my body is asking of me today, and check in with what I have access to today. So join me. Take a big breath in through the nose and blow out through the mouth. Let's do that again. Breathe in through the nose and push out through the mouth, dropping the shoulders down as you do that. One more time. Breathe in through the nose and blow out through the mouth. Check in with the shoulders. Shoulders come up, back, and down. Let's keep rolling through. Trying to keep the head and neck still and isolate the shoulders as you open up the shoulders. Let's come up and turn those shoulders into swimming arms. Adding rotation, so working down the body, waking everything up, and let's reverse. Check in with your knees. They're not locked. Your legs are straight, but there's a micro bend in the knee. All right, we're going to come down to the hips. Start rocking side to side. Keep that micro bend in the knee and just loosening up in the IT area. All right, march it out. March right here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Toe tap front. Stretching out, a little bit of dynamic stretch through the shins. Add running arms if you like. Stay here for more. 3, 2, let's do a heel dig in front. Push right here. We are doing dynamic stretch through the calves. So as you are tapping your heels, pull back with the toes a little bit. Add some push with the arms straight out and the shoulders right here. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, back to your march. March it out. Breath in through the nose. We're still checking in. All right, let's pause right here. Roll through the hips. Feel the hip socket and roll that ball joint. Feel that loosening up. Come to the other side. Reverse. All right. Blow the air out. Shift your weight into one leg, into your standing leg. The knee is soft. We're going to bring the leg up and around. More loosening up through the hips. We're going to do quite a bit of leg work today. There's going to be some upper body, there's going to be some core, but we're going to hit the lower body pretty hard. All right, reverse. Up and over. If you want, you can grab that chair. You can use this time to stabilize, use your core. All right, last one, just kick it out. Kick out the other side. We're going to do this to the other side. Shift your weight into the standing leg. So really watch that it's a shift and you're not leaning into your hip. Bring this leg up and open everything up. You can tap in the center, making sure that this is a really stable move. So it's not just kind of swinging willy-nilly. Really get that stable movement going. All right, let's do one more and reverse it. Check in with the core. Keep the hips squared forward. Last one, and shake it out. All right, let's do a little bit of loosening up through the ankles. We're going to move into our squats. If we are tight in the calves or the ankles, those squats can be really challenging in not a fun way. So I am going to bring my hand to the chair and shift my weight into my standing leg. My knee is soft, and just do a rotation. If you're joining me and bringing yourself to a chair or something to hold on to, Once you feel stable, you can come to fingertips, one finger, release, let it be a balance challenge, reverse that ankle rotation, and kick it out, bring it down, other side. Shift your weight, soft knee, and rotate at the ankle. And reverse, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. All right, let's just shake it out. Let's get to those squats right away, hitting it. All right, toes are forward, knees are soft, my feet are out a little bit past the hips. I start out with my straight posture, shoulders up, back, and down. Initiate at the hips, reach your butt back, and then come back in. So don't let yourself drop down and initiate at the knees. Initiate at the hips, reach your butt back like you're sitting down into a chair, and then lift it up, squeezing through the glutes as you come back up. All right, top of the body, let's bring our attention to the top of the body. As you're squatting down, keep your heart out toward me. Try not to let that upper body hinge forward. All right, let's bring the hands to the hips, and let's do it a little bit faster. Right here, we're gonna dig into it. All right, stay here for 8 more squats. We got 4 more here. 4, 3, 2. On that last one, drop it down and stay right here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now let's feel it a little more. Drop down and pulse. 2, 3, pop up, drop down. 2, 3, pop it up, drop back down for 3, 2, 1, up, down, pop, 3, 2, 1, lift it, bring it back down for 3, 2, 1, last time, 3, 2, 1, single it out, drop lower, lift it up. All right, little time under tension. 4 more right here. 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's just shake it out. Take a big breath in through the nose and blow it out through the mouth. We're going to do a set of walking lunges. So let's review the lunge. When you lunge, which is either coming forward or coming behind, and we are going to do both forward and behind in this exercise, what I want you to really think about whether you step forward or behind, your toes are facing forward. This front knee does not go past the ankle. So I actually don't like the word lunge because it's really easy to actually lunge. What I really am looking for is this front knee over the ankle. Same thing if I'm stepping behind, my front knee is over the ankle. All right, we are going to make it a little harder though, because we're going to bring in balance, stability, and all sorts of core action going on. Stepping forward and back on one leg looks like this. So you're going to come forward into a lunge and come back into a lunge. And every time, it's kind of hard on this shot. I'm going to try to get into the right position here. We're going to step forward and back on one side, then do it on the other. All right. Come into that front lunge and into a back lunge. Front lunge, back lunge. Every time that knee is going to stay. I'm going to move my equipment. Now you know our secret. We don't have as much space as it looks like we do. All right. Bringing ourselves forward and back. You want a little more. As you're coming through, lift up, and you're a little bit more quad work and a little more core work. All right, add running arms, or arms can come up overhead. So your heart rate may go up, your breathing may go up, because we are bringing all of our blood to our large muscle groups. Let's do one more set. And last one, shake it out. We're going to hit the other side. Did you feel your heart rate go up? Check in with that. All right, we're going to do a front lunge on this side and a back lunge. Just set it up, get started. Making sure, though, that you don't actually lunge forward. There's a string pulling you up toward the ceiling. You want more? Add that knee. And if you want more, You can add arms coming up overhead. All right. So right off the bat, kind of hitting it. Good form. And if you are just getting started, you can stay in either a front lunge or a back lunge and just pulse it out. Let's do one more set after this. Here we go. Last set. Finish it out and shake it out. Blow your air out and let's grab water. Moving on. We are going to do a plie and we need, where's my weights? We are going to grab our weights. So let's set it up, our positioning first. I have my weights. I'm in hip rotation, so I'm rotated out. Toes are out, weights in front. You can do this with or without weights. As I come down in my plie, I'm going to come down a little further, flat back, reach down, set my weights down, and come back up. Come down, reach up, lift those weights up. Let's go again. Down, drop, and lift it up. Now I'm looking at you, but I want you, now that you know what I'm doing, to find a spot on the floor that you can keep your eye on that's down and slightly ahead so that you can keep your head and neck in alignment. All right, I'm gonna pause, you keep going. I'm gonna turn to the side because I want you to see flat back going down. Here we go, down, flat back, and bring it up. I'm gonna bring my head and neck in alignment. Remember, your neck is part of your spine. Come down, reach it down, and lift it up. All right, now that you got this, take a break if you like. We're gonna do a set of 10. So have your weights. Here we go. It's down, and if you're not working with weights, you're still gonna come down and touch, or as close as you can, touch the floor and bring it up. All right, we're gonna add on, and I lost count already. As we come up, bicep curl. Come down and lift. Flat back, strong core, strong hips. Adding, if you want, that bicep curl in the middle. Here we go. Lift up, contract, bring it down. Let's do 3 more. I totally know I lost count. All right, we got 2 more right here. Nice and slow, let everything burn out. Don't rush. And here comes our last one. We're gonna do a full one where we end by bringing our weights, don't drop our weights, bringing our weights down to the floor, hold right there, come back up to this plie, drop it down and pulse. Stay in that external rotation, knees are pointing out, toes are pointing out. Your butt is heading straight down. Shoulders are away from the ears. All right, stay here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Heel comes up and pulse. Squeezing every time in that inner leg. 2, 1, stay down, but drop the heel down and lift the other heel and pulse it out. Right here, really working that inner leg. 4 more, 4, 3, 2, last one. Drop the heel down, walking in. Grab water if you need to, shake everything out. And we're gonna go into a burpee-inspired full body strength move. So burpees tend to be quick. We are gonna go through the burpee slow, go through the movement slow. So every time you're coming into a plank and every time you're needing to engage the core and engage the hip flexors and actually use the hip flexors rather than just have hip flexors tight. So let me grab my water and set this up. So this would be the first time if you are using a mat. If you want to grab your mat, grab a mat. I am going to not. I'm just going to use the floor. So What we're gonna do, we're gonna start up high. My feet, are hip distance apart. I'm gonna come down like I'm doing a regular burpee, and I'm in a froggy position right here. So lots of stuff firing up right here. And then I'm gonna pop out slow into a plank and hold it right there. Come down into a push-up, bring it up, and pop it back in and come up. So that's what I mean by that slow burpee. So everything is gonna be really slow and controlled. So set it up however you need that burpee to be. And one last thing, if you need to do single legs going back and single legs coming in, that's okay too. Here we go. So reach down, come down, really deep squat, and then flat back, reach down, and then I'm gonna do that step out. You can hold right here, come down into a push-up, and bring it up, and I'm gonna step back in, stay in this froggy position, come back down. If you're doing that pop out, add that push-up, bring it back up, hold right here for just a second, bring it down, pop it out, get that push-up in. And one thing I hadn't mentioned, where your feet land. So here's out wide, I have more stability, and I'll do it narrow next time. When I come out narrow, I have a little less stability and more core. Let's keep going, push it through. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Engage the core, engage the glutes, hold right here. And let's go again. Out, slow, slow coming up, controlled, hold it right there. And then you're just almost like you're falling forward, and then get that push up in, bring it up. Feel as you're doing that slow push up, how your core has to really engage. All right, can we do a few more? Can do anything a few more times, right? All right. Let's do 2 more. Breathing in and out, stay low the whole time. And let's do the last one. Right here, hold it, tip over, burpee it out, push up, hold right here. Stay in this position. Walk your hands back, all the way back, bend the knees, and slowly, slowly lift it up. Sorry, I was behind that chair. Sorry about that. Grab some water. All right, we are gonna do some work with the band. It's optional to have the band. And if you don't have a band, not a problem. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take one foot and put it through a handle. And then what I want you to do is kind of push onto the floor so you get that really good, tight hold right there. All right, this other side is where we're gonna control our tension. You bring your foot onto the band. You can have it looser or more tight. Let me show you what we're gonna do. You're gonna come down into a little bend so that we can support things. You can add more tension here, and you can even use your chair or your wall and hold on right here. I'm gonna do that. And hold on. Bring the shoulders down. Flex this foot and come into this leg. We're gonna lift out and in. Here's what I want you to think about. Your hips are squared forward, and you're leading from the side of your leg. You are not leading with your toe. We are gonna do something with that, but not yet. And if you want a little balance challenge, you can let go and let your balance come on in. But I am gonna hold on today. All right, to 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more. 4, check in with that knee. There's a soft bend. 2, 1, bring it in. Take that same foot, bring the toe in front, and we're gonna lift out at an angle, still having this tension. And if you don't have a band, you're still doing the same movements. And one thing I'll note, we're gonna lift out and up. So hips are still squared forward. So here's something. If you are not holding on to anything, especially if you don't have the band, Then you're getting a little bit more balance challenge. If you have a band and or you're holding on to something, you are getting more targeted work in the muscles that we are trying to hit. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Anything that you're doing is just coming from that lower body. You're not crunching, you're not leaning over. All right, let's lift it up. Hold right here and pulse it. Pulse out to the side, working that quad. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring it in. All right, more quad work. Here we go. We are gonna come, still you can be holding on still. Get that tension, feet are parallel, toes are forward. This is gonna be the working leg. Let's shift into the standing leg, get that soft bend. And we're gonna lift up and down, lift and down. So here's where you're gonna either, without a band, you're gonna really be concentrating on that contraction. If you have a band, you can adjust the tension to really target in on the quad right there. All right, we're gonna do some pulsing right here. Pulse, 2, 3, bring it down, bring it up and pulse. 2, 3, back down 2 more times. Pulse, 2, 3, last set. Pulse, 2, 3, hold it right here and open, bring it in. Open, bring it in. Keep the hips squared forward, so trying not to open this way. Open at the leg, open at the hip, right there. Ouch. All right. How do I think of these things? Owie. All right, let's do 3 more. 2, last one, and bring it down. Shake it out. All right, we gotta get the inner leg a little more. We did some with those plies. We're gonna get it a little bit more. Holding on to the chair, holding on to the wall, having your tension. Bring your toe out. So let's see, I'm gonna adjust just a little bit. Toe comes out, I'm gonna squeeze in right there. Straight squeeze. Same thing, hips are forward. Squeeze that inner leg. Shoulders stay out of the ears. Soft knee. All right, we're gonna do some pulsing right here, single pulses right there. Pulse into the center for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and shake it out, release. If you're using that band, take it off and set it aside for just a moment. And let's just do a little bit of a release. Roll through the hips and reverse. That standing leg got a lot going on as well. So we're gonna get it a little release. Take this leg, bring it behind and around, or it can be straight behind. And we're gonna reach this arm up and over. As you do so, push this hip out. Drop your shoulder away from the ear and release. All right, let's come to the other side and set this up. So we're starting with that side leg. I'm gonna move my chair because I gotta play around with all these camera things, and grab my water, grab your band, and let's get set up on the other side. So your foot goes in that handle if you are working with the band. Once it's in the handle, you're gonna push your foot forward, so that you make sure that your foot is really nice and tight in there. Then the band is gonna go under a foot, so you're gonna set up your tension. I'm gonna hold on to the chair. This knee is soft, toes are forward, hips are forward, and shift into this supporting leg and lift and lower. All right, so I just noticed I did not have as much tension as I did on the other side, so I'm gonna make an adjustment, do what you need to do. That lift is coming from the side of the leg, so making sure that the toes stay forward and you're not lifting like that, so that you can get a higher lift. Really feel it right there. All right, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, ow, 2, last one, bring it in. I'm going to release my tension just a little bit. We're gonna do the side and front of the quad. So same supporting leg, same working leg, and set things up. We're going to come out to a little bit of external hip rotation, toes facing out, knee is soft, and we're going to lift and lower out to a corner. Now really watch that stabilization in the hips. Keep them squared forward as fast as you can and make that work come from right in there. All right. Here come those pulses. Right here we have 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Go back up. 3, 2, 1. And down. 3, 2, 1. One more set. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Shake it out. Then bend your leg and we're in the front. Make any adjustments that you need. We're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Again, if you don't have a band, you are still able to focus on the contractions, the form, and the execution. So lifting right here. Now we're at the front of the quad. Trying to keep that focus on the quad and not in the hip flexor. Add those pulses. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Go up. 3, 2, 1. Back down. 2 more sets. 3, 2, 1. Back down. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Hold right here and open. Again, square the hips. I know. All right, we have 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Here comes that last one. Right there, bring the leg down. I quit in the middle, I have to admit. If you didn't catch it, I did. In the middle of that last rep. Okay, we're gonna do inner leg. So coming back to that toe pointed out position. This time we're gonna squeeze our leg across. Set it up, squeeze across. There's a bigger bend in the knee than when we're doing that leg lift out to the side. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, strong core, last one, and release. Let's take your foot out of the band and set that aside, and we'll do a little bit of a release. So this leg that was our standing supporting leg, it can come behind or around, and push your hip out, bring the arm up and over, and release. And do it to the other side. Same thing, release, because why not? You can kind of never get too much hip release. We're going to rotate through the hips, and we're going to move up our kinetic chain here. Grab some water. And next thing, we got just our basic biceps. So pick out your bicep weight, either based on what you have in your home or your today's body, what it is looking for. And actually, I'm going to move this back out of the way. All right, so let's set it up for basic biceps. I'm in a wide stance, toes are forward, knees are soft, pelvis neutral, shoulders are up, back, down, hammerhead curl. So my palms facing in. Contract up for 2, reaching the weights toward the shoulders, and bring it back down. Here's what I want you to check in with. You are contracting at the top and not swinging. You're going up nice and slow. And here's what I mean by the swinging. Sometimes when I'm in the studio live with people, people are swinging like this. I want you to really execute that contraction at the top. Engage your core. Knees are slightly bent. All right, let's add a little bit more challenge right here. We're gonna go up halfway, up to the top, but don't touch. Hold that contraction, bring it down, control it, don't swing. Up halfway, all the way, quick down, but no swing. Let's do it again. Half, full, bring it down, up, half, full, down. Control is the name of the game right here. Halfway, all the way, bring it back down, halfway, all the way down, again, halfway, all the way, and bring it down. Roll the shoulders. All right, just halfway here. Halfway. Just right here. We're going to do 8, 7, 6, 5. All right, we are getting that spring tight. We're going to do full singles right here. All the way up, all the way down. Control it. So we added a little bit of fatigue, but control it for a full movement up, full contract. Don't let the body swing. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, last 1. Bring it down. Set those weights down. Let's release the biceps. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to open our arms up. Thumbs are up. Drop the shoulders down. Roll the thumbs forward and then all the way through and behind and open up, feeling that little release through the biceps. Bring the arms through. Fingers are down. Palms are out. Shoulders are away from the ears. And release. Triceps. For me, I need a lighter weight for triceps. Some people are the same weight or higher. So you determine what weight you have based on what you have in your house, but also what your tricep weight needs to be. We're going to have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Let's check in with this form. If this back foot wants to turn out, step out a little wider if you're not able to get your toes forward. Hips are squared forward, shoulders away from the ears. Hinge it. Weights come up to the hips. Challenge yourself to take the swing out. Don't let these arms swing. Hinge forward, and here we go. Push. All right, one more thing to think about. Get your elbows in place and keep them there. Now everybody, check in with your shoulders. It's really easy to bring up the shoulders. And one last thing, I just caught myself doing the thing that I was going to tell you not to do. Don't look straight down. All right, your neck is part of your spine. Bring your spine in alignment. Find that spot you can look at that's down and slightly ahead. All right, we're going to pause right here. We're going to rotate, bring the arms back and pulse right here. While you're pulsing, shift your feet. So shift to the other leg. Stay here. We got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and roll those shoulders. We're not done though. Shake everything out. Come into a wide stance. Knees are bent. Toes are forward. Weights come up in front and push them up. Drop the shoulders down. Elbows stay straight in front. Find that spot that they can stay in. We're going to come down to push up right here. All right, check it out. Look at that lower back. So here is me arching. Here is my straight back. Make sure that you are not popping out your chest. You're supporting your lower back with your core. All right, we're going to come down and pulse. 2, 3, push up again. Pulse. 2, 3, push up. 2 more. Get those pulses in. Here's that last one. You know what I do after we bring that spring in? We're going to single it out. Oh, it's so hard right here. All right. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And bring it in. Set those weights down. And let's give ourselves a pat on the back. So hand right here, give a little bit of a tug. Other hand, pat on the back. And release. Let's just roll everything. All right, we are going to do some flies. So really important with flies. The positioning is really similar to a deltoid raise. So deltoid raise is arms are straight out. Now let me put my water down. It should have been a good example and drank the water, but I'm going to keep it going. Okay, knees are soft, toes are forward. Deltoid raise is like this. Similar movement with our fly, but different muscles that we're working. So in the fly, we have to have that hinge forward. Once we're hinged forward, we're now working the latissimus muscles right back here. And so grab your weights. You can actually do this without weights and just really, really focus on the execution and form of the exercise. So I'm gonna come into a wide stance, supported, hinging forward. Arms are down. Here's what I want you to do to get that flat back. Arms stay straight, and then lift at the back of the shoulders, which is also the back of the deltoids. Knees are soft, and we're gonna open and fly away. All right, so I'm gonna look at you. You're gonna look at me. Now you know what I'm doing, and you're gonna find that spot on the floor that's down and slightly ahead so that your spine is in alignment. All right, we're gonna stay with these singles for a while. And here's what I want you to watch. It's really easy to get into actually flying like this. I want there to just be contraction. If you start getting tired, you start losing your form, get rid of the weights. All right, let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one, right there, stay down. Drive your shoulders back. 4 more here. 4, you're still in that hinge. Last one. Bring the weights down and come up straight, come out of that flat back, set the weights aside. Now I'll grab water, you can too. And we are gonna come to the floor. If your heart rate got up there, walk around a little bit before you join me on the floor. We got some more core to do. So let's set this up. We're gonna start with a reverse plank. What the heck is that? All right, I'm gonna get all this equipment out of the way and get into my mat and come in, set myself up into a reverse plank. So that means I'm flipped over. My heels are on the floor. Palms are on the floor behind me, fingertips facing straight toward my hips, pushing through the heels and using the glutes and the core. You're gonna lift up and hold. Once you're in this position, check in with the shoulders. My knees are still bent. Check in with the shoulders. They should be above the elbows, and those should be above the wrists. Hold right here. You can stay here. This might be enough for you today. You can bring out one leg if you want. Then you can stay there. You can bring out the other leg. Hold right here. All right, we're gonna get the glutes in on the action. First, take a breath in through the nose and squeeze at the navel, and then lift your butt up, hold, and come back down. Up, hold, bring it back down. Here we go. Up, hold, back down. Let's do 2 more. Up, hold, last one. Up, hold, hold, hold it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it all the way down. Sit up tall. Flex your feet. Reach toward your toes. That can also kind of get into the hamstrings. Let's get that little bit of a release. All right, now we're going to flip it over into a front plank and do just a little bit more ab work. So flip it into a front plank. Let's talk about the plank. If you are just getting started, your tabletop position can be your plank. What I want you to think about, whatever plank you're doing, you have spread fingers and you got wrist, elbow, shoulder. My hands are about shoulder distance apart. If this is my plank, I'm going to engage my core and hold it like nobody's business. All right. If you want to be on your knees, you're right here. The only thing is I'm not actually straight on my knees. I'm at the top of my kneecaps, or above my kneecaps. So I'm not actually pushing into my kneecaps. You can be here, you can be down here. If you are down here, have your hands make the number 11. So you're not here, you're here. Holding right there. If you want more, you can have one leg up. You can have 2 legs up. You decide. Or you can be all the way up here. All right. So by this time, if you've already been doing planks, you've probably been holding planks for a while, or holding this plank for a while. Now we're all going to do it together. All right. One last thing. You can have your feet together or your feet apart. the feet apart adds a little more stability. So you decide where you're going to be and hold it. All right, we got 10 more seconds, whatever plank you are in, and then we're going to add on to this plank. 3, 2, 1. All right, if you are on your toes and you're narrow, step out wide and hold right here. We are going to be bringing ourselves down to the side, come to the center, down to the other side, and come back to the center. If you're on your knees, you can do the same thing, just letting your hip come down a little bit, come back to that center plank, and come down a little bit. So kind of a modified side plank. Just a few more, wherever you are. And as you lift up, you're lifting through your obliques. Let's do one more this side, and up to the center, and one more this side. Back to the center, wherever you are. Come into a child's pose. Come all the way back and reach your fingers out and stretch through the armpits. And release. Wherever you are, come into your tabletop and hold right here. So my knees are hip distance apart, hands hip distance apart. Take a breath in, and as I lift up, squeezing through the navel, chin to the chest, rounding the back. Come to flat back, and then arch back, and if you can, look up. Back to flat back, round it through, back to flat back, and arch. We're going to do that one more time. Flat back, round, flat back, arch, and come into child's pose. Take a breath in through the nose and release. All right, let's flip it over and we get to be done. Except we do got to stretch things out. So we are going to come all the way down to the mat. I'm going to use my own legs, my own body as a way to support. Whoops, I forgot to move that mic pack. As a way to support the lower back and roll it down. Keep the legs up in this reverse tabletop position and just hold right here. We're going to bring fingertips to the base of the skull. Just one last thing. We're going to tap down, lift up, tap and lift. Tap the toe down, lift, back to this reverse tabletop position, keeping the chest open. And bring your attention to your hips. Don't let yourself rock side to side. Keep your hips squared up toward the ceiling. Toes are pointed. You got an orange between your chin and the chest. Let's do one more each side. Last one, bring that in, and let's bring everything in. Hug yourself. Fingertips are on the shins. And release. We're going to bring one leg out. As you reach out, flex that foot, bring the other leg out, flex the foot. So you got heels going to one end of the room. Reach the arms out, fingertips to the other end of the room. Take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth and release. We're going to come back up to seated. So a couple ways. I know we've worked the core kind of hard, so you can either use your own body as a lever to get yourself up if you like, or just come up to seated. We're going to sit cross-legged and take a breath up, arms coming up overhead. Drop the shoulders down and then reach side to side, keeping the hips planted on the floor. Let's do one more each side. We're going to end with this arm up. We're going to keep this arm up, bring the other hand down and come over a little bit further, still keeping this hip down, trying to keep your butt on the floor on that side. Drop the shoulder away from the ear and rotate forward a little bit. Come to the center, let the other hand join us. Bring the hands down in front and come in a little bit deeper, stretching and lengthening through the lower spine. And come back up to the center, roll everything up and sit up tall. Other arm comes up and over, drop the shoulder away from the ear keeping the hip down on the floor. Rotate forward, get a little bit deeper stretch, and rotate to the front. Let the other hand join, drop the hands down again. If you want a deeper stretch, walk your fingers out, lengthening the lower spine, and then come back in, rolling up, chin to the chest, and sitting up tall. Breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to do one last stretch standing, so come up to standing wherever you are and have one foot forward, one foot back, and our toes facing forward, hips facing forward, hinge, hands down to the thigh, everything in really good alignment. And I want you to actually bring your mind to the back of your heel and push back, feeling that stretch through the hip flexor and through all the way down in the back through the calf. Come up tall, lift up your heel and push your hips forward, opening up the chest. And release, step that back foot in, comes in front, front foot comes behind, and same thing, hips are squared forward, toes are squared forward, and you hinge, hands on that front thigh, away from the knee. Everything is in really great alignment and stretching, feeling that lengthening through the hip flexor and back through the calf. Come up, back heel comes up, drop down, opening up the chest, pushing the hips forward. Release that, step the back foot in next to the front foot. And let's take a big breath in through the nose and release. Adios. Bring your head and neck back to the center and nod no. Bring your head and neck back to the center and grab some good energy in and push out. One more time. Good energy in, bringing your hands together at the top and opening the chest, and always thanking our bodies for what they've done for us today. I thank you for working out with me. My name is Maureen, and this has been Total Strength. I hope you liked it, and I hope you join me again. We have tons of workouts on our virtual Y at ymcanorth.org. Everything from mind body to things like this, and cycling and kickboxing. And I hope that you check it out. I also hope that you have a great rest of your day.